Today is World Vegan Day, originally founded in 1994 in the UK. The day is now a way to celebrate plant-based diets in cultures all over the world.
Yeah, veganism has actually really seen some growth. The number of Americans who are vegan increased 30-fold between 2004 and 2019. That means more access to quality ingredients, new recipes that you all enjoy now more than ever. Here to share some of those ideas and nutritious recipes is nutritionist Nicole Dandrea-Russert with us here to chat with us about all things vegan, but more importantly, get us some delicious recipes that can get a little complicated, right? I think it's daunting when you have this idea, we're gonna go meat-free, and then we try to go vegan-free, and then you don't know where to start. You're like, man, I just want something that tastes good.
Right. Hello, Jordan and Molly. It's so good to see you both. Thank you for having me on World Vegan Day. It's an exciting day just to kind of acknowledge what vegan means and how can you add some vegan foods to your plate. And like you mentioned, Jordan, it can be daunting. Thinking of an overnight shift from what you're currently eating to going all in vegan is a big reason why some people can't follow through with it. So my biggest tip for when you want to dabble into going vegan or just simply eating more plant-based foods is to go small. Small steps lead to really big impacts on both your health and the planet. So maybe it's one meal a day that's vegan, or maybe you embrace Meatless Monday, or maybe you just like Google. You just mentioned all the resources that are available with vegan recipes. There's just so much out there right now. What is your favorite? Ask yourself, what is your favorite meal and how can you veganize it? And Google it, and you will find a delicious vegan recipe of your traditional favorite meal.
And something that I found, because like a part-time vegan,
Sure.
that's what I'll call myself, is that you can't expect it to taste like what it used to, like the real thing. It's going to be different, but it's still going to be tasty. So, before we start to dive deeper into, recipes and everything, why is it so important for the planet? Why, World Vegan Day and going vegan, why is that important to take care of our planet?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Molly. I think it is just so important to recognize the amount of resources that animal agriculture takes compared to plant-based foods. So, for example, we have billions of animals every year that are raised for our consumption. Those billions of animals need a place to go. So the deforestation is a big issue, and they require a lot of land to live on. And they also require a lot of water. So it's a very water intensive resource to raise these animals compared to plants. So just to give you an example, for 1 pound of beef, it requires about 18 gallons of water. Compare that to something like peas or tofu, other plant-based sources of protein. Peas require about 70 gallons of water, and tofu requires about 300 gallons of water. So just those resources alone, we're saving a lot of resource with each time we add plants to our plate.
Okay, so I see the mushrooms there. I remember one time I made it was like a mushroom-based taco, because one of my favorite foods is tacos. I love eating tacos. Can you kind of give us a couple of recipe ideas?
Yes, and mushrooms are so great. And Molly, you mentioned like the same flavors or textures. So different foods have different purposes when it comes to plant-based eating, and trying to replace the same textures and flavors or nutrition like protein that you traditionally get in meat. So mushrooms, for an example, are great. They have a really meaty texture. They create umami flavors, similar flavors to meat, and they make a delicious like portobello steak. Or as you mentioned, Jordan, you can cut them up, saute them, add them to mushrooms. It's a great plant-based alternative. They do have some protein, not a 1-to-1 ratio to meat, but if you want some extra protein, you can also add something like refried beans. So beans make a wonderful substitute for meat, and they may not have the meaty texture, but they do have that equivalent protein. So they're going to pack a lot of protein in just a little bit. So like bean burgers, chili. It is a season for chili. Football games, so it's a great time to make chili, and that is all about the flavors. So adding lots of spices, and you can use beans for the chili. You can add peppers, red onions. So getting similar textures and flavors through those ingredients, like the spices that you add, can mimic those same flavors. Also, like just kind of opening up your mind, like just thinking, what can I eat? Not really looking to replace meat exactly, but opening up your mind to different flavors and textures, like grilled cauliflower. A grilled cauliflower steak can be delicious with like a plant-based sauce on top. It is so good.
Yeah.
Are you hungry? I haven't had lunch yet.
No,
I'm feeling hungry. Well, Nicole Dandrea-Russert, registered dietitian, nutritionist at purelyplanted.com. Thank you so much for joining us today. Exactly what she said, her advice about going small. I'm not completely meatless, but I do a lot of meat-free recipes and everything, and you can't jump all in.
Right.
You
start by taking that meat size and just slowly diminishing.
Any other diet, if you jump all in,
Right.
you're probably destined to fail.
It creates a shock to the system, so we have to trick the brain. Like I did the whole cauliflower rice thing. That was great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. Just little
Small
things that you add
alternatives.
to it, and it just makes it better. And then at the end of the week, maybe you're completely meatless.
There you go.